Hello guys, good evening. Welcome back to our tutorial series. So in this evening guys, it's Saturday tonight. So
Hello.
my son is with me and he wants to learn also how to create some gaming.
Be in your vision.
There's my son. Say hi son. So what are you
Hi.
gonna say to my subscriber viewers? What gonna you want to see something today?
Can see the
Okay.
service, Daddy?
Okay. Go away now, and Daddy will start the.
Bye.
So, okay, so it's Saturday night, so we're just going to have some demonstration tonight before we're going to sleep. Okay, son. So, guys, I what I'm going to show you tonight is my previous project. This is a
Just
car.
slips.
It's programming. It's a code. It's not a gaming script, son. So they think that is.
What is it? A lava strip.
Don't interrupt me. I'm talking to my students or
What?
viewers. Okay, so actually, I created this simple car booking application. It was I think last 2019. So this is just an internal application though used by the operation of Asia Pacific country. So this is inter-brands or inter-country also. So the main, let me show you the. So I have the MBC client, and I also have Web API. So this Web API is still in .NET Framework 4.5. So basically, I'm not using repository pattern or unit of work here. So that's what we are going to transform in this tutorial. We're going to create the car booking and we will be using the new technology, .NET Framework with API. .NET Framework, I mean .NET 6.0. And then we will use generic repository and of course the unit of work design pattern. So
Daddy?
So the application, actually, this is the. I just like you to say the. What's the goal of the application? Actually, this is the one. So it's a car booking application. So it will be an online. This is what they request online tool to let the staff reserve a company car and send SMS reminder automatically. So in this project, I am using Twilio API to send us SMS and the staff or the booker or the staff will submit a car booking request in the system and the car desk or the reservation staff will coordinate with the driver regarding the agenda, distance, time, number of people, compare transportation costs with train, arrange driver in system and input driver and car details. Car days is authorized, right, as super user which can add, revise, as cancel any booking. So that's actually the requirement. Okay. So as I said, this is already created and this is I also have Angular client here, even before Angular client. This one. So as you can see, there's also but that's why I created an API web API because I want to create a user application or a client in different front end. So I did in ASP.NET MVC5 and also in the this one Angular. Yeah. So anyway, let's go fire up our Visual Studio 2022 and let's start building this or converting this into new one. All right. So we're gonna create first the web API, and after the web API is being created, then we can have the client application or the front end. I will be using Angular for this. So we start here. So this will be a tutorial series for a real application, a simple car booking application. So let's start a project, and then of course we have to choose ESP.NET Core Web API because we are building the REST API first now. So my project name would be uh, car booking car booking API, and the solution name would be car booking application or car booking app. Okay. So clicking next, we will. I think we will just uncheck this CTPS. This is just for a demo, or this is for intra. I mean, within the company only. So it will not be exposed on the World Wide Web outside publicly. So it's okay. It's great. So we check enable open API support. So that will be our API testing tool. So we are not going to use Postman because we have this Swagger that is the open API support that we check. Right. So this is now the default project, guys, for the .NET 6. So we have our solution name is car booking app, and this project name car booking API, and then we will add a new project for the car booking front end or UI, something like that. All right. So now, first thing that we have to do, of course, is we have to connect to our database or we create our data models. So I will be using entity framework core. So it will be code first approach. Of course, there's no database first approach, but you can scaffold if you have your existing database, which means to say scaffolding will create the models from the database table. So here I will be creating, but I will be copying from the previous application that I did before. Okay. So first I will have to create a folder. I will just segregate it. For example, this one is for the DB context. DB context is our class that will connect to our entity framework. I mean ORM to communicate with our database, which is the SQL server. All right. So you have to create a class here. So we have to name our class as car booking API DB context. So just say car booking API context. Or car booking only. Car booking DB context. So this is our class that will connect to our SQL Server database using the ORM entity framework core. So we have to inherit the DB context here. Okay. So DB context is not available yet, so we need to install the package entity framework. So go to the tools, you get package. You can either do the package manager console, or you can just click manage unit package from solution, which enable you to browse. But I prefer to type in the console. Alright, so it's your own preference. So in console, you have just to install issue this command install package, and then the package name is Microsoft that entity framework for Microsoft Entity Framework. For if you want to include the version, you just say das version, then for example what version. But this one I am going to get the latest version, which is 6.0. So you can just omit the version. I mean. So it's installing now, guys. So as you can see in our solution, in our dependency in the package, you can see that there is already a Microsoft Entity Framework for of version 6.0.7. So by that, you can now bring the name fish here. So you will be able to, yeah, Microsoft Entity Framework. Alright, so we are now inheriting the DB context from our entity framework. And the next thing that we have to do is we have to create the constructor. We can pass the connection option. So the shortcut is the setter and double tab, and here you have to pass the DB connection option. DB connection option. Sure. DB context option. I mean the one. So you see this option is used by a DB context. Okay, and configuring. So you just have to have a variable, for example, option, and then pass is to the base one. And the base one now is the, of course, the entity, Microsoft Entity Framework, right? So now we are not going to put colon here. It's just like that. So after that, of course, we have to pass the connection string, where the database we are gonna connect. All right. So here we are going to have a connection string. Here I will use the new feature of .NET 6, which connection string is hidden. So you just go to the project and select the manage user secret. So this is a new feature of .NET 6 framework, because usually before our connection string or some setting information is in the web config, or this one in the app setting. But when you deploy this program to the production, anyone can view easily on your connection string, especially if you have sensitive information that you put in your app setting. So this is a nice way that you can have it in the uh, manage user secret, and it will be hidden. You cannot see any secret.json here, even if it is saying here the secret.json, but it's not here even if you search it. Okay, but in the project there is an ID user secret, and that's the way how you can uh, get it. But of course, if you have the source code, you can just right click and manage user secret, then you can see it. So now we are going to have the connection string. What's the problem here? Connection string. Okay. So we will name it car booking, con, like that, and then the value would be, so for now I'll be using my local database SQL Server. So I already have here in my can just go server explorer, and then this one is already connected to my local database server. So I just go to the properties and copy the connection string here. Copy it. Oh, you are not allowing me to copy. Okay, I just put it here. So that is my connection string. This is my SQL Server database instant. So we doing SQL service. Initial catalog, I will be creating a database that is not existing yet. So I will just have name a car booking database or DB like that. And integrated security is true. I mean I will be using my Windows login in Windows authentication in my connecting to the SQL server. So if you have your set up your user of the SQL server, you can use your user ID and the corresponding password. Alright, so that's our connection string, car booking con, the name. Alright, in our program here in we have to register it in the program.cs. So as you can see, this is by default already. So this is where you add services to the container. So this is how dependency injection is being injected or it's being configured. And in your constructor of your calling of your layer class, you have to inject it in the constructor level or even in the property or in the parameter label. So usually we would do it in a construction label. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a variable builder. This is calling web application that create builder. So everything is taken care of here. You are just going to add or register your services that you are going to add to this container. So we will add now the deep add the context. So builder that services add DB context. So DB context is an extension, yeah, that will then we will pass the class that we're creating context class. This is the car booking DB context and control period to bring the name piece that is in our DB context. And of course here you have to pass the option is equal to that. You can just bring it here. There's a lambda expression option that use because we are using SQL server, you have to use SQL server here like that. But the SQL server is not available yet because we need to install the package Microsoft uh, Integrated Framework.SQL server first. Okay, we go to the console, package console, install package Microsoft that entity framework for that SQL server like that. So after installing the NuGet package, it will appear here in the packages. So as you can see, there's Microsoft Entity Framework for the SQL Server, and then you can now bring the name piece here. Okay, and then this one use SQL Server, then the connection string that we are going to pass. So how we get our connection string, which is in the secret JSON, we have to use the configuration management system of .NET 6. So which is now is part of the builder variable in the web application create builder. So you can just say builder that configuration is already available there, and then get connection string. Then you have to pass your connection string name in your secret JSON or app setting. This one car booking. So just like that, and then once we can able to connect now the SQL server, so that's the time that we can issue migration. So migration, which means to say that we are going to create the actual database and the tables, corresponding tables in our SQL server. But of course, before that, I don't need to what's happening here. We are locking up. Okay. But before that, we have to define all our models. Models is the properties or the DTO. So, for example, we have entity, car, booking info like that. So I will put it in folder models. I will create a model folder, sir. Dave. And first, I will create the models for the car. Create a So we create a car model. So we'll not type it. I will just copy to make it faster. I will copy the existing model that I have in my previous project. So I have here. Where's the model? The car here. So actually, this part of the project is database first approach. So it was created automatically. Okay. So but this one is .NET Core or .NET 6, so there's no database first approach. Okay, so next we are going to create a model that we'll be using here. We have the booking info, so we just copy this one. Create booking info. Alright, so we have to bring the name fields for the data annotation. I click that model data annotation. So we're applying validation here in the property. Like for example, this display name and this one not map was center. Why this is not map? So this is just and this one a model we have not created it yet. Okay, okay. So now let's go to another one was model that is center. Yeah, and this is just to property center. Create a class here and then it's cost centers. Um, Copy it. The other one is drivers. Here's a model for the drivers. Here, this will serve as the information for the drivers. just over here. And the last one that we have is the users. Okay, let's go to here. Here are the users. Why is pluralized already? Anyway, I don't want to pluralize it because I just have user walking into car centers. This is center, drivers, and user. Alright guys, we already have the models. This will be the table or once we create the migration. So first thing that we need to do is before we can issue add migration, we need to install the package again. And that package is the install that package Microsoft Entity Framework core.tools. So this will help us to have the command migration. Alright, so that we can now add migration. So add migration will create your script. So we have to name it init.db, initial database. Build field. Why build field? Add migration init.db. It is field. So let's say if our database is, I think it's not connecting. Secret connection string. No, it's misspelled here, so it cannot connect connection string. Connection string. Let's see. Add migration. Again, it's spelled. We are missing model, guys. So we just add this first. The EU country. Yeah, probably. EU country. Start with here. And then the other one. User type. User type. User type. Okay. So just earlier we have a problem in a migration because in our connection string is a mistake or it has this one. Oh no, it's in the user secret. So this is small before it should be capital. Alright, so I think it's okay. Just need to build it. Build it, okay. Uh, okay, so this one has no is. I changed it. Okay, so warnings, just leave it. It's not, oh, it's just okay. It's just saying that nullable like that. So actually you can say a nullable type will be like that. But, but yeah, that is just for the warning. Okay. So we are now going to issue the migration. It will create the script and will create the actual database together with the corresponding tables, the models that we're creating. So it's now succeeded. So as you can see here, this thing of migration. Yeah, as you can see here now, where's the migration table? This one. So we have now the migration folder, and this is the script. You can see here, it will give the definition of, oh my god, what do I, there is no script. What's happening here? How can I create a database? Let me check my local database. Maybe it's already have the existing database, why that's why it's not creating a migration script. So after you add migration, there should be a definition script here in creating the table. Versus my, oh, I'm modeling, and then I made the double the instant again. Excuse me. Yes. So this will be part one, guys. So after we're able to create the database, we'll post for this tutorial and we'll continue next time. It's too late now. And let's me just solve the issue, the problem here. Where are you, skill server? Why you are not still loading? Okay, I'm checking my database, but there is no existing car booking database here. So I'm wondering why there is no definition here. But we don't have an error. So I think let's do it again. I will delete this first. Um, yeah, add migration. Add migration. Make option none. Microsoft Infrastructure Internet Framework initialize car booking DB context using provider Microsoft Internet Framework is your server with, or maybe our DB context. This is okay. DB context option. DB context option. That's right, DB context option. And program says add a context car booking context, and then show server configuration with connection string. I'm not having this issue before. Car booking cone. It should be here. Car booking. Let's try to remove the migration first. But I don't know why it's the problem. Why I cannot just make it successful. Remove migration. Where you have problem? Migration. We need DB. To talking here. Microsoft Entity Framework core that skill server with option none to under this action remove migration. Alright guys, I was not able to, I forgot that we need to add the DB set here. So it will be created DB set sample cars, the authorized cars. I forgot this part. That's why we are having empty. So we need to bring an empty here. Okay. So DB set question and post centers. That will be the table name in our database. DB set user. User type. So, so user type, right? User type. Sometimes the filter they can so we can be yeah so public DB set background services. It's wrong. Something just ignore the warning. Driver. That's not driver info. It's only driver. I need to capitalize this. Let's see. Um, under DB set booking info. This is the most important one. So let's see this class booking infos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 models. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Yes, bio country. BBC, bio country. Okay. So we have this. We forgot this, so we can now have let's remove first the migration and create it. Remove migration. Uh, sorry. Migration in it, baby. Problem again. Booking info requires a primary key to be defined. Okay, let's have primary key here. Define primary key. And the other one, let's have this ID as the primary key. Course primary is the button. The center ID. Oh, my hand is sleepy now, guys. So good, okay. So user type, service of okay. I think that will be good now. And let's try again. Oh, yeah. Maybe just delete this. No problem. I will be added. It's already here. Okay, it's okay. And then I just need to update the database. Update database. Since we are already have this is the lacking before because we are not defining the deficit to the table. It's entity or the models were created. So it's now actually create the database. So you can see that it's creating our database now. So if we save our database now, we should have the car booking database here. Just refresh it. Okay guys, we have now the car booking database here. Okay, so this will be part one and we will continue next time. So hopefully if you know already how to create migration, update TV, set the connection string, so you can just bypass this part one and you can go to the part two, the next session. So, guys, subscribe and hit the bell button so you will be notified in the next coming video until we finish this car booking application as a sample application. It's not really a sample, but it's really used in a company that I built before, but it was not in .NET 6 and I'm not using uh, uh, good design pattern. Okay, so happy learning, guys. Once again, this is Edwin Deloso at your service. Happy learning and bye bye.